In the name of Amen, the Supreme, the All-Powerful, the one and only true Lord. And Amen I trust, and Amen I thank, and Amen I continue forward forever. Tonight I'm going to be discussing the breakdown of the 444, the real breakdown exposing this copycat again, Zzurayass Nuclear, a.k.a. Nicholas Jackson from Las Vegas, former member of the Republican Mentellect, who is now plagiarizing my material again. I gave the 444 breakdown as fourth dimension, the first four, eighth dimension, second four, and the 12th dimension, the third four. But what Nicholas left out, and this is why I say you can't listen to or rely on these copycats because they always miss things. I spoke about the fourth four representing the 13th dimension, which is the fourth four. There's four fours within the fourth dimensional uprise into the outer dimensions. So it's four for the first fourth dimension, second, fourth, third, the 12th, and 13, because 1 and 3 equals 4. So that's the 4-4-4-4 transmission. That's the real breakdown of it. Nicholas only copied up to what I broke down about from 4 to 12. Again, this person has no real scruples, no real morals, because anytime you can sit up here and copy verbatim another man's teachings, another man's transmission. Now, I want to point this out. People will sit up here and say, well, like you said, you don't own no knowledge. No knowledge is owned by one man. Well, if the knowledge comes through that man, yes, it is. Yes, it is. If this knowledge is being broken down by this man first and foremost, before anybody else broke it down, then that knowledge belongs to that man. That knowledge came through that man, and therefore that knowledge was given to that man to give to the world. You see, again, now that argument would be valid if I received this knowledge from someone else who, got it. I got it from somebody else within this three-dimensional realm, and I was sharing it or passing around. Like, for example, if I agreed with something or I repeated something that Dr. York or Elijah Muhammad said, and somebody else repeated it after me, I'm not going to get angry at that because it didn't come from me. It came from them. You see, they were around. They would be upset by that. But if knowledge comes through you first, if a transmission, a thought comes through you first, then you are the receiver of that knowledge, and therefore it is yours. If it comes through you first, all of this breakdown came through me first. It didn't come from any place else. I didn't copy it from anyone else. This came directly through me by way of our ascendants who are in the fourth dimension, who is the Amen race. This is another thing Nicholas Jackson leaves out, where this transmission is coming from, which is the Amen race. He won't say Amen and he won't say mental. Like, he'll just take bits and pieces of what I'm teaching and then try to attach it on. And you people, the people that's listening to him on YouTube, you people are truly pathetic. I'm not talking about you people who don't know what Nicholas is doing. You ignorant of the fact that he's copying from me, U.N.O.N.C. His video, his plagiarized video of my work will be in the description of this video, along with my Patreon channel that I put up, Mentellect Radio Channel 144, the Mentellect Channel 144. It'll be in the description link where you can hear all the raw and uncut videos, all the things that YouTube took off of here, because when people ask me, well, Newton, how come you don't put out any new videos? What's going on with the channels? You already know what's going on with the channels. Mentellect Radio channels, all of our associated channels, but we had, YouTube took down our channels, and, because they didn't like the content, not because we threatened anybody, not because we bullied anybody, but because they didn't like what we were teaching in our transmission of Mentellect. They didn't like the transmission of Mentellect because I guess they felt as though I was taking shots at Caucasian people, which I wasn't. I took shots at the whole entire human race, and I spoke about the good, bad, and the real things about the human existence and the people within the human race. I was honest about it, just giving these transmissions to the people. Again, I wasn't being pro-black. I wasn't being pro-white or anti-white. I'm not pro-black. I'm not anti-white. I'm neither of those. I am pro-reality. I am pro-reality. You see, I deal with reality. I'm not interested in black or white. I'm interested in reality. I am pro-reality, not pro-black, not pro-white, you know, or anti-white or anti-black. I'm neither of the above. And so when I give these transmissions like this and they are flagged or taken down by ex-members who are angry and still jealous that for some strange reason they left their community, and they do like Nicholas Jackson does, a.k.a. Zzurayass Nuclear from Las Vegas, former member of the Republican Mental. Like, and I'm going to say something. He still has one of my videos up where I was breaking down, I forget what I was breaking down, but he has one of my videos on his page still at this point. He probably going to take it off once he hears this. He probably forgot. But he at one point in time was sharing my direct YouTube videos on his page. He shared like I think 1 or 2. Then I guess he said the hell with that when he left the Republican Mental. Then he just started straight copying me and acting like this coming from him. And it still continues today because this, I'm breaking down this 444, the real breakdown, exposing this copycat, Nicholas Jackson, Zzurayass N.C. I call him Zzurayass N.C., Nuclear, whatever he calling himself, and his fruitarian buddy. He's with this other ex-member, James Smith, whatever his name is, from Minneapolis, another former member who calls himself New Bright 10, another copycat who got that term New Bright 10 from me, analect quad frequency. He changed his channel, but he comes in my comment section and talk about how whack my videos are of me exposing Nicholas Jackson and him. But then he's on this clown Nicholas Jackson page bigging up this guy who's stealing from me. So how am I going to how does anybody take you seriously? You bigging up a guy who's copying from me. Then you ask to get my number so we can speak. What they're gonna? I don't want to talk to you. You a clown. Just like Nicholas Jackson is a clown. Y'all 2 former followers of mine, and you guys are sitting up here copying my work, and then you want to turn around and act like I'm saying something wrong for exposing you two. Because all you're doing is lying to the people, or you're misleading the people by trying to pass off transmission that is not yours. Copying from somebody, because I get it. You 2 guys are losers. Y'all a bunch of losers. You want some followers. You want to be a leader. You form this fruitarian, futuritarian. You 2 clowns calling yourself futuritarians. You niggas are not no futuritarians. You're 2 black people, just like what you do what black people do. So you prove you niggas are not of the future. Hopefully not. Niggas like you are not of the future. James Smith and Nicholas Jackson, former followers of mine, one from Las Vegas, the other one from Minneapolis. See, I know these 2 clowns. And I'm going to have my people put up pictures of these 2 to show you. Like I said, these guys are passing off this knowledge they're giving. This guy, his thing is called the Next Nuclear Radio Show, and he's the head of some U.N.C, whatever, UNIT, or some crap. That's some fake organization that he made up with just a bunch of YouTube followers. Ain't nobody following this guy. He wants to be a leader. In other words, they want to be N.C. And they think, it's not about teaching, bringing revelation, bringing reality, bringing all people together. No, it's about YouTube views and props. That's all it is with them. And they want to form something because you know how niggas are. Niggas hate to see somebody else, someone who looks like them, doing something that they wish they could do. So they'll just forego all of the fact that, look, you're not cut out to be no teachers. You guys are not cut out. If you're going to sit up here and plagiarize from me, the best you can do, Nicholas Jackson, like I said, and I definitely acknowledge that you got a mental issue. And you people that's listening to him that know he's plagiarizing from me, and you not calling him out on that, and I'm calling all of you who are watching this video, this 444 real breakdown that's going to be in the description, go and flood his comment section, because everybody thinking I got all these accounts flooded. No, people recognize that you're plagiarizing from Mentellect, Nicholas Jackson, you too, James T. Smith, former followers of mine, and they calling y'all out. So those of you who hear this video on his 444 breakdown, please go in his comment section, thumb down the video, flag the video. He is a plagiarist. He is a liar and a copycat. Nicholas Jackson, Zzurayass Nuclear. He's a phony copycat, and all of the people are going to be find out about this. Like I said, I couldn't even get through all of your video. Like I said, the transmission on it is incomplete. See, because he left out the part about the 13th dimension. It's supposed to be 4444, not 3 4s. It's 4 4s. It's 4x4. Transmission. See, he's not. See, again, that's what happens when you get shady product, when you get people who are trying to copy things that they have no goddamn business copying, they trying to trying to build on another man's foundation. That's what you get. So I gotta bring these things to light, and I'm going to continue to bring these things. I'm going to continue to put content on this page exposing this phony Nicholas Jackson, a.k.a. Zzurayass Nuclear. And I want those of you, again, who are listening at this video to go to his page, because the description will be down there along with our Patreon channel, Mentellect 144. You can go there and become a patron for $10 a month. You can hear all the raw and uncuts. In fact, I'm going to do straight raw and uncuts that are only going to be for Patreon. They're only going to be for Patreon. I'm going to do some straight raw and uncuts for $10 a month. Y'all can listen to everything, all the private broadcasts. You know, I'm going to put certain private things up I made from time to time. But this transmission keeps going, man. So those of you who want to support Mentellect Radio, the raw and uncut, you want to find the videos and you want to go into extensive study of what I'm teaching, go to our Patreon channel, Mentellect channel 144. And you can see our stuff and become a Patreon of it. I'm going to put the link for our channel, our new Patreon, because there's two channels. One of them, I don't want that used, but we're going to put the link in for the new one. So we're going to keep updating that channel with the latest stuff. For those of you want, well, where's the new stuff coming at? My channels are under a shadow ban from YouTube. That's why you're not going to get notifications. We got 22,000 followers. And one thing, we had a channel up where we had like 70,000, 80,000 followers, and YouTube took it because they claim that we violated YouTube, you know, whatever, guidelines, but yet they got people up here, you know, all kinds of degeneracy on YouTube. But it seemed like they titled it degeneracy offensive. They titled it offensive because reality, obviously, to YouTube is offensive. The people that are the gatekeepers of YouTube, reality is offensive. But whatever. So this 444 breakdown, like I said, is the final four in the 13 is meant to be an out reception, because you have an inner reception, you have an outer reception. We're in the third dimension right now, and there's an evolution taking place within the third dimension where the elect are being raised from the third dimension, and that elect is being raised from the third dimension represents the Republic of Mentellect. The elect are being gathered in this day and time within the third dimension, because the third dimension represents collectivism, the collection of our people, the elect, the ones who have not fallen into that two-dimensional state, or who have escaped that two-dimensional state of blackness, that two-dimensional state of darkness, the ones who have escaped that. You see, many so-called black people, our people have become black. They've fallen into an emotional stage. They have not looked to the greater or the brightness of where our people are going. And Nicholas Jackson is obviously one of them, because, like I said, for you to try to build on my foundation, because, like I said, at one point I just felt sorry for you, because I was like, I know you got mental issues and you don't really think that what you're doing is wrong. But then when you started hiding the links to, and we was exposing you, you act like somebody did something wrong to you. Same thing with you, James. That's why I said I know y'all both working off of that same mental illness. You actually got the nerve to act like I'm doing something wrong by exposing y'all, but stealing from me. You bigging up a guy who's plagiarizing my work, but you'll say I'm wrong for exposing him. James Smith, a.k.a. New Bright 10. You a phony just like Nicholas Jackson is. But that's it. For the most part, like I said, go to our Patreon channel. You look in the description. Go to his YouTube channel. Flood his comment section. Expose this guy. Ask him why is he copying U.N.O.N.C. Thumb his stuff down. You can find the real videos, the complete videos of our work on YouTube and on the Patreon, where this guy's been copying from. Because Nicholas Jackson goes, copies from me, then comes out with a new video and act like he just got some transmission. He's no different than this guy King Noble, this clown who used to try this from Chicago. But that's it. Going to close out in the name of Amen, by the power of Amen. And Amen we trust, and Amen we thank, and in Amen we continue forward forever. I'd like to thank you all for listening. There's going to be more videos to come. Again, exposing this clown and teaching you all, you know, what true Mentellect is, what real Mentellect is. You know, something that Nicholas Jackson and this other clown, James Smith, are poor at trying to copy. This is what happens when you are poor carbon copies. This is what happens when you bootlegs. All right, no bootlegs. We don't big up bootlegs. We don't big up people who copy and plagiarize. That's corny and played out. But that's it. Good night.